As many of you know, I've always considered and recommended a growth factor as part of your anti-aging skincare routine. And if you do want to create density and firmness of your skin, you should definitely consider incorporating a growth factor in your routine. So today we'll talk about the absolute best growth factors on the market. I have tried these 3 products for a while and I'll share my experience. Also, we'll kind of demystify all the differences between the 3 of them. And these are the 3 most popular growth factors on the market today. So I have Calecim. This is a growth factor that I've been using for a while. And then I also have Neogenesis and Plated. First, I definitely want to talk about the differences between these 3 products because there is actually a huge difference. I think it's a common misconception for people to confuse a growth factor and a stem cell product. Now, Calecim is a growth factor. There's 2 types of growth factors. Obviously, you have a lab-generated or a lab-source growth factor that is kind of made in a lab. And then you have an organic growth factor, which is technically derived from stem cells. So a growth factor is actually a protein that is derived from a stem cell. So when you apply these proteins on your skin, they technically encourage your own cells to replicate and divide a little bit quicker. And as you probably already know, your cells divide and replicate anywhere between 20 to 45 days. Obviously, the older you are, the longer it takes for your cells to divide. And by the time you get to my age, around 50 years old, your cells are probably dividing at a very slow rate, maybe 40 to 45 days. And this is unfortunately how sagging starts and how you lose the volume and the density of your skin. But when you apply a growth factor, which is a protein derived from a stem cell, when you apply that onto your skin on a daily basis, this protein actually encourages your own cells to divide a little bit quicker. And with time, more cells are being born, and this is how you create volume, density, and firmness of your skin. These 2 products, on the other hand, are not growth factors. These are human stem cells. Stem cells are naturally occurring in every organism, every alive organism. So you have stem cells derived from plants, and then you have human stem cells. And stem cells are different than your ordinary cells because stem cells have the ability to differentiate and morph into any other cell. In other words, stem cells are kind of an intelligent cell that has the ability to be a bit of a chameleon. Whenever you place it, it can become whatever's surrounding its environment. These 2 products they're actually conditioned media because stem cells cannot survive in a bottle, but they are technically human stem cells derived from other humans. So when you place this stem cell or conditioned media, this foreign stem cell from somebody else onto your skin, supposedly these stem cells differentiate and morph into your skin and they become one with your skin. So unlike a growth factor, which encourages your own cells to divide and work a little bit quicker, stem cell products are a foreign element, a foreign stem cell from somebody else that you're placing on your own skin in hopes that that stem cell will morph into your skin and become one with your skin and thus make your skin denser. Now, obviously, when you think about it, ideally, you want to have both growth factors and stem cells in your regimen. Quite honestly, if I have to pick one or the other one, I do definitely want to encourage my own cells to function a little bit better, rather than putting a foreign element in hopes that element, that stem cell, is going to morph into my own skin and make it better. So let's talk about growth factors first, because I have the longest experience with this product. I have been using Calecim for about 2 years now. As I mentioned, this is the professional serum. It's highly concentrated. It has over 3,000 different proteins that are derived from stem cells, and the stem cells are located in the cord lining of a deer. So this is a product that's derived from the stem cell of a mammal, in this case a deer. I know a lot of people will say, well, it's a deer, right? It's not a human. It doesn't really matter because all mammals biologically are the same. So the stem cells, or the proteins that are derived from the stem cells of a cord lining of a deer or any mammal, will have the same function as the proteins that are derived from a stem cell of a human. Growth factors have been very well researched, and there's actually quite a few clinical studies and studies behind the effectiveness of growth factors. Specifically this one. This one comes with a lot of data, with a lot of clinical studies. Now, Calecim, the brand, technically operates under the umbrella of a much larger billion-dollar company with dozens and dozens of global patents. And their business is slightly different than what Calecim does. So the mother company actually banks plasma for people. As you know, when you give birth as a mother, the umbilical cord is actually trashed. It's disposed of because it's unnecessary anymore. It served its purpose, it fed the baby, so when the baby is born, the umbilical cord is thrown out. Now, the umbilical cord, or the cord lining of every mammal, including humans, it's the most saturated place where you can find the best kind of stem cells. Because these stem cells are the stem cells that have nurtured the baby for 9 months. But as a mom, you do have the option to actually store that umbilical cord. And sometime in the future, if your baby needs, or your grown child, if they need a stem cell transplant, now you have it stored. Now, the extraction process and the preservation of the umbilical cord for many years is obviously a complicated process. And the umbrella, or the mother company of Calecim, does exactly that. As I mentioned, the umbrella company of Calecim has global patents. They're a global company. Now, since they already have the infrastructure in place and they have the extraction process of stem cells from the umbilical cord, or the cord lining, a few years ago they decided, okay, why not create a cosmetic company? And that's how Calecim was born. And I also do have to mention that when they created Calecim, they also stole the chief scientists who created the very famous TNS advanced serum. That's the first growth factor that I ever tried. The chief scientist who was working for and created the TNS advanced serum went to Calecim, and this is how they started the brand. So yes, there's a lot of science, there's a lot of knowledge, there's a lot of experience, and a lot of money that was put into place in order to create Calecim. And I also have to say that this is a professional grade serum. I know a lot of people think that this can be used only after microneedling, but the question is, why do you think that? Obviously, because this product is so potent that it helps you heal faster. It helps you regenerate faster after you're poking holes into your face. Now, if it helps your skin heal faster after microneedling, it's going to help you create density and faster cell division even without the microneedling. And this is how I use it. I don't do microneedling. I've never done microneedling, but I've been using this professional serum every day for the last a little bit over 2 years. And I think I greatly attributed the density and the firmness of my skin to this product. So I think it's a common misconception that this should be used only after microneedling. Yes, it is recommended because it's super potent, so it helps you heal faster after microneedling, but that doesn't mean that it should be used only after microneedling. You can use it on a daily basis. And it doesn't actually have to be even this product. It could be any of the other Calecim products. I do like the Night Recovery Serum. I love that product. I love the multi-action cream as well. Sometimes I follow with this. If you've used this product or any of the Calecim products, you already know that. I'm sure you've come to that deduction on your own. This is a professionally made skincare. Now let's talk about these two products. First, we'll talk about the Neogenesis Recovery Serum. This is a tiny little bottle, as you can see. I went through it in 42 days by applying in the morning and at night, only on my face. There wasn't enough product for my neck. If I had applied it on my neck as well, I would have probably run through this bottle in maybe 22 days. This is a human stem cell product, obviously conditioned media derived from human stem cells. Now, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this before. I'm a little I have the kind of an icky feeling with putting human stem cells on my skin. But in the name of research, I went through the whole bottle. I did the whole 42 days of trying this product. First impressions, I cannot or could not apply this product anywhere around my eyes. And it kind of sucks because you want density, you want to create more density around the eye area, especially if you have darkness or lines and wrinkles. The product kind of travels and really burns and stings your eyes. The second kind of icky thing about this is that it kind of smells like bodily fluids. I'm sorry it sounds disgusting, I'm sorry to be grossing you out, but this actually smells like, and it kind of looks like bodily fluids as well. After a while though, you kind of get used to the smell, but yeah, it smells. Now, this one has a pronounced kind of a scent as well, but it dissipates within minutes. This one doesn't. It tends to linger on your skin for a while. Now, sometimes I don't pay attention to the price because a return on investment for me is more important. So, is it worth it? What are the results? I do have to mention that 42 days is an unreasonably short amount of time for me or anybody else to expect a result from a stem cell or a growth factor product. But I kind of wanted to test it and see what the initial impression would be, because I do remember the first 45 days when I used this product, I was blown away because this actually smoothed my skin pretty much immediately. This actually to some extent surprised me because it did have a slight positive effect to my skin. I wasn't really blown away. I remember being really blown away from this product. Not to that extent, but I do have to say that it did have some positive effects to my skin. Here's the biggest problem. When I finished the product after 42 days, I took a bit of a break and I simplified my skincare routine because I wanted to see how long the effects would last from this. And I do have to tell you that in about 10 days, my skin went back to being exactly the way that it is. And that's the biggest problem with stem cell products, because I don't think that the research is quite there yet. And if you didn't know, stem cell research is actually banned in quite a few countries in Europe. It's not banned in the United States. This is a product that is actually made about 40 miles south from me. I live in Orange County in Southern California. This is a San Diego-based company. And I love that they do stem cell research and they're producing this product, but I still think that this is the beginning stages of human stem cell research. This product compared to the growth factor, it's I would call it amateur day. It's not baked yet. It's not ready yet. The stem cell does not stick to my skin. It made some improvement, but when you stop using this product, you bounce back. So what is the point? That is actually a very, very expensive treatment when you think about it, because for $300 I can buy 3 of these. And it could last me, if I use it once a day, that's 3 months of this, as opposed to 42 days of this. And that's the downside, but I wasn't hugely disappointed with this product. But quite honestly, I don't think that stem cell research is quite there yet. I think we're a few years away, and I'm happy that companies are doing this. I'm happy that there's, at least a product that's semi-decent and it's on the market, but this product is not ready yet. I don't know that the science is quite there yet. A lot more work has to be done around human stem cell research and the implementation into cosmetics, cosmeceuticals, and skincare. Now let's talk about Plated. So Plated is actually made out of platelets, human platelets, which is kind of like stem cells, but it's actually the next level. The good news is this does not smell as bad as this, as the Neogenesis. Definitely less scent, and the texture is a little bit more kind of fluid. It doesn't look exactly like bodily fluids, more serum-like. On day 2 of using this product, I broke out. And I don't usually break out. I've been experimenting with a variety of skincare, luxury skincare products for 27 years. I very, very, very rarely break out, and this broke me out on day 2. So I thought, okay, maybe it's purging, because purging is possible. And usually when you purge, you may experience some breakouts. That's very common for people who do not use a lot of actives, who have not used a lot of strong ingredients. I have, so it would be very uncommon for my skin to purge. But I said, okay, maybe it's purging. So in the name of research, I continued. On day 4, unfortunately, my skin became extremely dry and kind of sandpapery, like sandpaper. Not a very pleasant look. And unfortunately, on day 7, 8, 9, 10, I continued to break out all over, especially here in this area. On day 12, it literally gave me a bit of rosacea. I became a little bit, and I've never had rosacea problems ever. And unfortunately on day 14 I had to stop, because I don't think that my skin has ever reacted as badly to a product as it did to this. I don't know, maybe my brain caused it, I have no idea, but unfortunately I could not complete the whole treatment. This is the same size, so I think this will probably also last you about 42 days if you apply it twice a day. This is a little bit more expensive than this. So this is one very, very expensive product, and this was a complete fail for me. So yeah, unfortunately this product is also kind of like this, not ready. It's not there yet. I would also call this amateur day. This Neogenesis was way better, at least there was a result. I was tolerating it. It did have some improvement on my skin as far as lines and wrinkles, because in the first 42 days you can see density in your skin after only 42 days. Usually from growth factors or stem cells, the expectation is 4, 5, 6 months, because you need to turn over your skin cycle at least 3-4 times. You can see some firmness. So 42 days is once again unrealistic expectation to see a result, but I was okay with this, not okay with this. I'm hugely disappointed. I was also a little upset because I spent $300 for this and I couldn't even test the whole bottle. And also I do have an issue with introducing a foreign human cell onto my skin, as opposed to applying a growth factor and encouraging my own body to work a little bit better. I want my own body to function better. I don't want to be introducing other foreign elements. So considering that the science is not quite advanced when it comes to human stem cells, and I'm all about science, I'm very happy that we are going down that route. I'm happy that companies are putting money into research, and research probably continues, and I'm guessing by selling these products, this is how they continue to fund and advance human stem cell research, and I applaud that. I'm really, really happy to see that, but these products are not ready yet. So I will be sticking with my growth factor. This is a very professional brand with a lot of science, and they pour a lot of money. They have the infrastructure by the mother company. They have the experience. They've been in business through the mother company for 50 years. So I think I'm gonna stick with the science and where the data is showing me, and also the proof is in the pudding. I hate that expression, but I'm almost 50, and I think that this helped me a lot with bringing back my youth and creating density and youthfulness of my skin. And this is my experience and my thoughts on stem cells versus growth factors. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you soon. Bye.